Hi everyone, welcome to the BD School. Today with me there is Sabine. I actually really wanted you to meet some of our students and I decided to start with her. She's a brilliant, ex-business development manager actually, because she just recently got a promotion. She's one of the most successful students of the BD School. So yeah, that's why I wanted you to meet her. So Sabine, welcome back. Yeah, maybe you want to introduce a little bit to the rest of our audience, other students and so on.
Sure. So my name is Sabine. I work for a company called TechSee. They do visual assistants. And so I got into business development about 2 years ago. Before that, I was working in biochemistry. So it was sort of a new industry for me that I had to discover. Fortunately, I did a bit of research and then I found you. I found the BD school and the community, and I got to learn about the industry. And I decided that I really wanted to, focus on that and make sure that I'm successful. And I recently got promoted as an account manager.
Oh, great, great. Congrats, first of all. This is the first time we meet after your promotion. So the congratulations are in order. Although, of course, guys, I did give congratulations before. But, tell us a little bit more about how was it for you to switch from a career which was very scientific, right? So from biochemistry to business development. And what were the challenges that you were facing when you first got in touch with the BD School, which I think it's about 2 years now, right? I think the first time we worked together was indeed, it was 2 years ago, more or less. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think, when you start anything new, it's, just very scary. So I was, really scared and I wasn't sure, how it was going to work for me. So it was great to have your support. I think the main first challenge that I found was, understand what my job was. It's very funny to say that, but you think that and then you get into a certain routine, and then you feel like showing enough of the result that you should be showing, and then you start panicking, and then you're not exactly sure what you should be doing. So being able to work with you helped me to find a best routine for me, and then understanding how I can focus on the goals and the thing that I should be doing as well. So yeah, that was probably the main challenge. And then another one was, to get to know the industry as well, because it was a very different industry. And then that as well takes time. And I think you need to, sometimes just give yourself a bit of time, and accept that, it's not going to happen straight away. And it's just kind of, trust the process and kind of relax to it, which you helped me do as well.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I still remember our first coaching calls at the very beginning. So that's was an interesting journey, I would say. And when you started working for TechSee, did you get some training on business development, on how to do your job? So how was that structured? How did the company support you in that?
So I have to say I was quite lucky because in the meantime, I've been speaking to people, BDR, SDRs, who didn't have as much support as I had. So I have to actually be grateful, even though I felt like I was a bit lost at the beginning. But I did have, a lot of help in terms of understanding the tools, trying to, explain to me, what a sequence is, and, the sort of result that you could get, examples of, great wins that we had before, that sort of things. But I've really felt like I needed to do a bit more. And I think in anything that you do, you do have to do your own research. And on top of, everything that you get from the organization that you're working for, you also want to, challenge yourself and find the right way for yourself to win within that organization.
It's nice. And what does it mean to win for you in that organization? So what were your targets when you just started? And yeah, what type of activities were you doing as well?
So in terms of target, everything was based on meetings, on pipeline creation, but there was also, activities, so while you in the process, when it's outbound, it takes sometimes a very long time, but while you are in the process, I think it's very important to show the organization that you have the right activities. Things are still moving, even though you haven't booked a meeting yet, even though it's not an opportunity yet. But you need to find a way to share that your your work is valuable within the organization as well. That's,
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's very important.
Oh, nice, nice. And well, obviously, so with Sabine, we actually did a one-on-one business development coaching for a few months. Then, in a few months, she actually became the queen of meetings in her company. So maybe you want to tell this little anecdote. So, what happened? What happened in those months?
So like I said, I think if you don't have, you feel like you don't have enough or information or anything that you need to succeed, it's kind of your responsibilities to, do your best to try and find them. And if you can't find them, then you should come back to like your line manager or anyone around you within your organization to, find those informations. And so, you know, as I was starting to share my activities and I wanted to progress and I wanted to, understand how I can book meeting faster and book, more meaningful meetings. I had a lot of trial and errors, as you know. We had a lot of one-to-one coaching when I was like, I don't understand, I've spoke to this guy and he said, call me back next week. I'm calling him back and it's still not want willing to have any meetings with me. What's going on? What am I doing wrong here? And you're like, be patient, just follow the process, just relax. Don't, stress yourself. Don't try and pressure the prospect. That's the last thing you want to do. Um,
Mm,
and then slowly, I kind of find my own rhythm. And I ended up having, a large amount of meeting books. And so I had, within my team, we had a competition
mhm,
where we were trying to, find out who would be the best person, to book as many meetings as possible within the quarter. And so I ended up to be the one who won. And then I was, you know, the queen of meeting
mhm.
for that quarter.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I still remember when you told me, I was like, oh, that was such a, I felt so proud of you because I remember the first steps. It was really like, okay, but how do I build the sequence and what do I tell these people and so on? And I remember you were quite stressed. You really wanted to prove yourself. And
Yeah.
then in a matter of like maybe a couple of months, that happened. So it was, from a coach perspective, it was I was very proud of you. So that was very nice.
Yeah, and your coaching was very efficient. I still have, this little trophy that they gave me as a
Ah.
as a winner.
Next time
So
we should show it.
yeah, I should give you a picture of me, holding the trophy
Absolutely.
and you can share
Do
it.
that. Do that. Nice, nice. And what did you appreciate the most about the coaching session? So what were maybe the topics or just the way of coaching, so what do you think really made the difference for you for your work?
I think the main thing that I really appreciated, because I've had, different courses that I've been, trying to have in different industries or even in within business development. But I have to say that, the way you adapt to to the needs and trying to understand what are the personal challenges as well,
Mhm,
is what make a difference. Because if you just talk about the tools and the things that you can do, to make a sequence and all these things, it's not going to help, personally, how you're going to be a good BDR or SDR.
mhm,
I think it's more about having that, personal touch where you understand, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and how you can work on them. So that
mhm.
was, what made the difference for me.
Oh, nice, nice. Great. And then what we said it already, but Sabine just got a promotion. And a few weeks ago, actually, it was back in December, was Sabine reached out to me and was like, well, I have this situation. They proposed me a new job. I don't really know how to navigate that. So we had the call. And I remember talking about the negotiation, right, for this new position. Shall we talk a little bit about that maybe, or what was going on in that
Yeah, so
period?
even so, I don't know if you remember, even throughout our one-to-one coaching sessions, towards
Mhm.
the end when I was starting to have my big win,
Yeah, yeah.
I started to ask you, what should I say? What should I do? Because, it looks like they think of, the next steps. They've been asking me, what I want to do next. and I'm not sure. What do you think I should be doing? And all these things. So we already had, those questions that we were trying to answer together. And I
Yeah.
wasn't too sure, how it was going to go. But as I obviously went through the process within the BD school, I was also guided, and I ended up having this opportunity as an account manager. And then again, I wasn't sure, how the job was going to be like, if I was going to like it. And so I had coaching sessions as well with Morgan, especially, who guided me on how the job works. And we talked about the salary negotiation, for example. So if I'm getting promoted, obviously I will be earning more money, but like, how do I articulate that within the organization, and how do I explain what my expectations are and all these things. And it was great to be able to have that conversation and understand that also this type of conversation within an organization is normal,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not always easy to go out of blue and they say, oh, okay, I'm going to get promoted and I'm expecting this much, and I want to tell them that I'm expecting this much.
Mm-hmm.
um, it doesn't always feel natural, but actually it is a normal conversation to have. And you would do it, in a respectful way, in a meaningful way for the organization, because you
Mm-hmm.
are, as one of the employee, you are valuable. And what you want is show that, from being a valuable, member of this organization, you also have some expectations too. So it's like respecting them, and then they also respect you. And I've learned that, throughout those coaching session with Morgan.
Oh, great, great. Yeah, and for context for everyone, Morgan is one of our coaches. Is specialized in negotiation. That's something he's very passionate about, actually. So when I heard that Sabine was in this process, of course, I made sure she would go through that. And thank you so much for saying also that it was important to normalize the conversation, right? Because I think for many people it is difficult to talk about salary negotiation. It's always a little bit uncomfortable, and yeah, I think that's important, right, to just normalize that. And in the specific about this process, right, the negotiation process, so was there something in the specific that you learned through the coaching of Morgan, now besides the mindset, of course, but maybe in terms of processes, or really how to position yourself in the company? So what was the main takeaway of that session?
Yeah, I mean, again, a bit like I said before, is making sure that they understand that you are valuable, and that you obviously want to show that you can prove yourself even more within the organization, and it's important to you. But at the same time, you do have some expectations, and
Mm-hmm.
being able to express them in a meaningful way for the organization was what made a difference. So,
Mm-hmm.
not just saying, okay, I expect this much, but you do have, a certain process that you have to go through, make sure that they understand why you're expecting this much. And that's where, the conversation that I had later on, really, really made a difference.
Oh,
I think
nice.
the organization really appreciated me having the conversation that way.
Oh, that's very good. Did they give you some feedback maybe on the negotiation? So what was the impression in the company?
Yeah, I think that they thought that we had a great interaction.
Mm-hmm.
They're very open anyway, but I think they were very happy, and I like, let's say, happily surprised to see how I professionally um, had this conversation, and
Mm-hmm.
not just said, okay, I'm expecting that, but went through a process with them.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. And I'm not gonna ask you how much, but my question is gonna be, did you get what you asked for?
I got what I asked for and more.
Oh, very nice. That's even better.
Yeah, so that was a great interaction that I had with them. And I'm actually lucky as well to have, an organization that is ready to support promotions as well. So that's
Absolutely.
great.
Nice, nice. And Sabine, so if there is someone now, listening this interview and considering to join the BD school, what would you tell them? So what would be your advice to them to take a good decision, right? And decide if the BD school is the right learning partner for them or not?
Well, if you really want to make a difference within your career, I think, you do need some extra help, more than just the help that you might get throughout your onboarding within your organization, or, just asking friends if you know people who are within the industry. That's not going to be enough. I think, you will get one-to-one coaching, but you also have a community with other people who are going through the same thing as you. And, you do need to get that support, because, being a BDR or SDR is not easy, but it can be very rewarded.
Oh, nice, nice. Great. Sabine, thank you so much. What's going to be your next step in your career? Are you going to soon become director of something, or what's going to be the next step?
I will keep you posted.
Great,
For
great.
now, I'm going to be focusing on, my new sort of adventure. Enjoy it, and for sure, I do want to carry on progressing, hopefully within the same organization. But I'll make sure to keep you posted, and probably sometimes next year we can have another interview, and I will let you
Exactly.
know.
Indeed, indeed. I love to see the progress and see how our students are evolving over time. So thank you so much, Sabine. I think this was very insightful. Everyone, I hope you have a bit of a better idea of how we like to work here at the BD School, and well, of course, the results that you can get. So thank you so much, Sabine, and bye, everyone. See you all on these channels.
Bye, everyone.